believe we got Nathan on the line. Nathan, you're an Arsenal fan, correct?
Correct. Good evening.
How are you?
I'm good. I wanted to make a point which I made to a few friends of mine at the beginning of the season. They thought I was saying wild things, but you're kind of bringing up the same conversation, which is I think City have got a real problem. I think this season is starting to show the cracks, but if we look at this season and the transfer window that is put in the summer and what's going to happen for the next 12 months, 18 months, they lost Mahrez and they lost Ilkay Gundogan. If you now look, they have Kevin De Bruyne injured, who when he returns will be leaving because of his age, retiring like he'll moving on in the next year or so. They currently have the best right-back, people say, in Premier League history in Kyle Walker. On top of that, you have Bernardo Silva, who has had rumours for the last 2-3 years about going to Barcelona eventually. And the ice on the cake for that is everyone understands that Pep Guardiola won't be there forever. And if you look at who they've recruited in recent times, there's a possibility there. If they were to have injuries and rest players, their midfield three would be Núñez, Kovacic, and Calvin Phillips.
Which is average, isn't it?
Which is, I think, all three of those players were either playing for mid-table teams or not starting for top 6 teams.
Yeah, and crucially, none of the three that you just mentioned there get in the Arsenal team. None of the three that you just mentioned there get in the Liverpool team.
Exactly that. But if you think about the players that I've named, Man City last year, everyone was saying, even for the last 2 they have 2 first teams. Well, they already lost Gundogan, and they've lost Mahrez, who was very, very influential, even off the bench for the last 18 months of his career at Man City. When they do inevitably lose Kyle Walker and Kevin De Bruyne, and maybe Bernardo Silva, but definitely Pep Guardiola in the next, I don't know how long he stays for, what they've replaced with and spent money on and financial fair play means they can't go out and spend hundreds of millions. And people point to a team like Chelsea, who got rid of all of their kind of more senior players, and they brought in a bunch of youth. I see a bigger problem here for City than people are kind of looking at right now. Yes, they can't keep a clean sheet. They're playing Guardiola as a progressive left-side left-back, when actually he made his name being a defender in the box in Champions League football as a very young man doing more mature things. But
Nathan, who do you think is going to win the league? Do you believe Arsenal will win it?
I think Arsenal will. I think Liverpool will win it. My issue with it is even if you take Man City's best team, everyone's fully fit, and you take out 2 of their best players, they can still win games 2-3-0. Do the same thing with Arsenal. We can't do that. Do the same thing with Liverpool. If they're lucky enough to get 2 injuries in their attacking part of the field, they have 5 top quality players to choose from. So our injuries very much are anywhere on the field. If you take out 2 of our best, we have a problem. Jurriën Timber's the best example. He was very clearly going to replace Zinchenko this season, and now we have Zinchenko, or we play Tomiyasu, who's a right back at left back. So we're far more vulnerable to injuries than Liverpool. But the point I'm trying to make is that City right now have a few injuries. Even when they come back for the next 12 months, they're going to lose even more influential players than they already did in the summer. And the issues from losing them in the summer are starting to show their ugly face already.